Good evening, 49er faithful. Welcome to a celebration episode. The 49ers beating the Rams tonight. Let me tell you, I had to come on. Yeah, still a little underneath the weather. You could probably hear it in my voice. I did get my butt kicked over the weekend by a chest cold. Thankfully, negative for COVID multiple times. Not the vid, not the coronavirus. Thankfully, but did have a chest cold and was feeling it. Still am feeling it. This will be my flu game. I'm playing through it. It's going to be elite because the Niners are 2-2. So here we are. Last week, it felt like time to panic. But the faithful, those of us that truly knew what this team was made of, I'm telling you, we were not panicking. This defense, what you saw tonight, what this defense was able to do, and what this defense hopefully will be able to do going forward is going to keep us in games. And what you saw tonight from the offense was a much less disjointed effort than what you saw from Jimmy Garoppolo and Kyle Shanahan in Denver. That was their first week back, their first week together, first full week of practice, no preseason. It's a little bit smoother when you have some time together. This was a better performance. Obviously, the 49ers handling the Rams, a little bit of Monday Night Magic, a little bit of Shanahan against McVay magic, and a lot of defensive magic with Talanoa Hufanga just racking it up so far in this season. I want to celebrate with those of you that are already here. Appreciate everyone in the chat. Hit me with the @Rob when you're typing out those comments that you want on the air or questions for me, but I'm going through them anyway. Rex Warren is saying, yeah, baby, great game. Raphael 562 Niners, what's up, Rob? Sneakerheads and everyone in the follow-up. Best defense in the league, bend, don't break. Allowed 9 points tonight against the Rams. Heard the stat on the live that it was only the first team to hold Sean McVay's Rams underneath 10 twice. They did it in 2019 in that game. I believe that was the one in the Coliseum, week 6. I was there for that one. And then tonight, Levi's Stadium holding the Rams to 9, sacking Stafford 7 frickin' times. Stud coming in 7 sacks today. Yes, indeed. I see Bro Montana Sneakerhead here on the channel coming in with the super chat. Got to get to that. Niners. Love what I saw. Talanoa Hufanga, just a beast in this one. Man, you can already hear my voice wanting to give out. I'm telling you, you've just got to play through it. Smash the like button if you're enjoying a 49ers win, if you are celebrating like me, if you did not give up on this team when things were looking dark, if you said to yourself, all we got to do is get back to 2-2 and we can tread water for a little while. All we got to do is be 2-2 by week 4. All we have to do is be 4-4 by the bye. That still can get us to 11-6 as I predicted beginning of the season. I had us coming in at 2-2. Now, don't get me wrong. I predicted 2 different games. I thought that we were going to win in Chicago. I thought we might drop this one against LA. I never should have doubted Shanahan's ability to take on Sean McVay. It is an unfair advantage for the San Francisco 49ers. Want to celebrate those that are here some more. Sean, 951 Niners. Good to see you, Sean. Bang, bang, Niner gang. Drew YC. Hufanga. Yes. Leo R. Sneakerhead here on the channel says, let's go. Exactly what I needed as a fan. Above average performance by the offense and best in league defense on display. I've been calling it top 3 unit for this defense. Possibility to be top 1 in the league. I am feeling that prediction right now. Now, let's be frank about the fact that the Rams came into tonight down along the offensive line and lost their center early. So we took advantage of that. Matthew Stafford, much more of a statuesque type of a quarterback. Probably could have been 10 sacks if we're serious about it, but those are the kind of games that you have to have if you're going to be the number 1 sack defense in the league, as I predicted. 57 is what I was calling for. A game like this helps us get a little bit closer to that mark. Continuing to go through the comments here. Appreciate all of you. Appreciate the super chats. Joey Mellons coming in, Sneakerhead here on the channel, says, I texted my buddy how I thought Deebo looked pretty slow out there. Then boom, 51-yard touchdown. Deebo looked amazing. Jeff Wilson Jr. on his 32-yard touchdown run looked explosive. Let me take back anything I said about Jeff Wilson Jr. not looking like he can hit that hole, not looking like he has that burst. did he look like he had it on that play. That was fantastic. Jeff Wilson Jr. helping me out in my fantasy league. I got to tell you, Robbie Gould's miss not only hurt my heart, it also cost me a league in my ESPN fantasy. Brutal. Robbie, you're killing me. Raphael5629er sneakerhead here on the channel says Brandon Ayuk got that dog in him. And it was also great seeing Juice being utilized. I'm on the text thread with my dad, right? My brother was on a flight tonight. It wasn't the three of us as usual. My dad and I are on that text thread. He was loving the fact that we got Juice involved, as was I. Makes you feel good when you hear Levi Stadium erupt in that Juice chant. Juice. I'm telling you, I wish I had been there. Joey Mellons coming in. Cheers to you, Rob. Go Niners. Cheers to you as well, Joey. Thank you so much. Man, keeping the voice good. We shall see. We'll see if we make it through the broadcast. Chili Odell coming in with the @Rob says, Rob Hufanga is a beast. Loving what he brings to the defense. I am so with Troy Aikman. People are like, hey, slow the roll on comparing him to Troy Polamalu. No, I won't. Not only does the hair look like Troy's, but he plays without hesitation. And that's the comparison. I'm not comparing him physically. I'm not comparing what he can do athletically, because I think Polamalu was a faster guy. I think he was more athletic, a little bit more bounce to his step. But Huff has that same ability to read and react instantaneously. That is such an advantage. He has zero hesitation when he makes that move. Man, BZE coming in to announce Niner Empire is loud. That's what happens when we beat the frickin' Rams. We get excited. Unstable Productions, Rob Schuh, but why are Bosa, Warner, Huff still in with 50 seconds left in the game? No matter if they score, we win. Just risk an injury at this point. Shaking my head. I get that in the last minute. The last couple of minutes, you got to keep them in because you never know. You're up 2 scores, a quick score onside kick. All of a sudden, they're going for the tie. So when they still have a minute left, I think I get it. You get inside of a minute. I hear you. In if an injury happens there. But the Niners are not alone in doing that. That's a fairly common strategy, leaving your guys in there to finish the game. Those are also the games where if you're Nick Bosa, you're trying to rack up, 22 and a half sacks, beat out the record. You need these games. You got to close these out. You want that last sack on a game like this, where you're already killing it. The Fonz is here, says Rob. Let's go Niners. All right, the Fonz. Drew coming in to say, how about that boy Huff and Deebo? They're killing it. They are killing it. CT Law, very, very measured here. Overall, solid. I think I got to go a little bit heavier than that. I got to go bigger than solid. I got to say this defense is truly setting up to be special, something that I'm going to have my eyes on throughout the rest of this season, a unit that I just want to appreciate as I am witnessing what's happening on the field, because it may be one that goes down in the record books, and an offense that could be efficient throughout, particularly as we get healthy again. Beast Mode Gaming, Sneakerhead here on the channel says, Rob Schuh, glad you're safe at home, Rob. Hope you feel better soon. Much appreciated. Spynick Danger says, Rob, why can't we play like this every week? I don't know. How much different did the game we played against Denver last week on offense look than this offense? This offense looked controlled. It looked confident. Jimmy Garoppolo was making good reads, no bonehead mistakes. Even those that were misses were not terrible. Last week was atrocious. That felt like the outlier. I think there are a lot of people who reacted to last week and said, this is the same old Jimmy Garoppolo, that need to walk that back a little bit. I'm not trying to say that we should expect this Jimmy Garoppolo for the rest of the season, but this Jimmy Garoppolo is in there, as unfortunately is bad Jimmy. Devin coming in, Sneakerhead here on the channel says, Rob, hopefully this is the 49ers we see going forward. Jimmy didn't miss some easy throws, but our defense is showing their skill. He said Jimmy did miss some easy throws. He did miss a couple of easy throws. Nothing blatant, but I'm telling you, Hillside Eric coming in to say, Rob, we in here, baby. We in here. Yes, we are celebrating. Charles Alt, we got the 3rd and the 4th in the house. Rob, what a way to kick off a week of celebration before I go to see us in Carolina. I needed that win so that I can go out to Atlanta the week following. Absolutely looking forward to that. Cisco 1946 says, Rob Schuh, Niners win against the Chumps. Then the Rob Show. Let's go, baby. The night doesn't get much better on a Monday than to get a win against the Rams and then a little Rob Schuh show. Get in here. hit that like button. Ellis10 with the super chat says, Rob, great victory for our Niners. Ellis, yes, it was. Huge victory. Cheers to you, my friend. We are celebrating victory week today. Hello, Harold. Good to see you. Julio coming in to celebrate the Niners. Harold, what an amazing win it truly was. Fear Me says, Rob, finally we can celebrate. I was done with the post-game stream therapy. Telling you. All right. Sykin says, Rob, only Dante, 1x49er. The rest has been only Niner touchdowns. We are blessed this year. Amen to that. The one mess up by the defense, week 1 against the freaking Bears. This is a special defense. South Central says, put some respect on that defense. South Central Sal, I'm with you on that. This defense is something else. Lycan 4647 with the super chat. This is undeniably a Super Bowl defense. The offense just has to do what it did today more often. It does have to do what it did today more often. I would argue that, hey, the offense really does just need to be average. They need to focus on mistake-free football. Kyle Shanahan should attempt to minimize the opportunities for Jimmy Garoppolo to make those patented errors. When they were at their own half-yard line, calling that play action, that's got to be on Kyle, regardless of the fact that it's Jimmy and his damn foot stepping on the back of the end zone. Kyle Shanahan has been with Jimmy long enough to know, hey, these are the times I'm going to take the ball out of his hands. These are the times that I'm going to give him a bit of a gimme here, build his confidence. I do believe that this offense is capable of clicking, and this defense is absolutely capable of maintaining this level of ferocity. Jason Lewis, Rob, Kyle, and Ryans really need to start talking about holding on Bosa in their press conferences. It's ridiculous. It is, and part of it is also Bosa's technique. I've seen this explained before, but the way in which he's able to bend and get underneath of linemen, they oftentimes get him with that, choke move where it's the arm up against the neck. And it is debatable sometimes as to whether that is holding or not, as I've heard it explained myself. It always looks like holding, but it's one of those that like 7 out of 10 times, the official is not going to call that one unless there's a hand inside the jersey and it's very blatant on that one. Oftentimes, they just get that chokehold on Bosa. And again, he forces them into it with his own technique. Lester San Jose, sneakerhead here on the channel, says, Rob, think Kittle could have adjusted his foot in the end zone? I thought that was a touchdown until they showed the first replay. Obviously, that first foot comes down out of bounds. Yes, I think it's possible that he should have gotten that in, possible that he could have, and fair to say that he should have there. Kittle would probably say himself, yeah, I need to get that one in. That's on me. I agree that with the placement of the defender on that, where Jimmy laid that pass, was pretty near ideal. Not sure that you can get much better on ball placement there. All right, Eric Schultz coming in. Rob, enjoy the Jimmy Mirage while it lasts. I know Bad Jimmy is in there. I know that it is. And I know that this is pretty close to the best version of Jimmy. Maybe hitting 1 or 2 more deep shots will be the best version of Jimmy. A 300-yard game with 2 touchdowns and no picks is about as good as I'm hoping for in a season like this. But I am telling you this. This is closer to what I expect from Jimmy on a regular basis than what we saw against Denver. And I would argue that point, that the outlier between these two is Denver, not the Rams. Because he's looking at 240 yards, 1 touchdown, no interceptions. That's a clean game. It's not a statistically staggering game. All right, looking at the super chat, got to thank Devin Euros for coming in. Sneakerhead here on the channel says 49ers win. Rob Schuh show for the 2nd win. Our defense is top tier, absolutely top 3. Let's go, Hufanga. Talanoa Hufanga is the gift that keeps on giving. And I must admit, I had it dead wrong saying the 49ers needed to bring in competition for Hufanga. What they did is shore up special teams. They shored up with a veteran behind Jimmy Ward so that we had a suitable fill-in until next week, hopefully, when Jimmy Ward reemerges and this defense gets that much deeper. You have Tayshaun Gibson still going to be with the squad, not going to be needed as soon as Jimmy Ward makes his way back onto the field. This defense is just special. Oh, not to mention, we've got Jason Verrett sitting in the background. If he comes back to form, you're talking about an elite freaking corner in this league. It is something else. Beast Mode Gaming, let's just take a moment to celebrate Deebo and that damn freaking run that he had. Just trucking fools. Just one-handed tackles are not bringing Deebo down. Have you seen that man take a bike? He takes no prisoners. It was Deebo. Just Deebo. Glorious to watch. Fired up the team. Fired up the fan base. And got this game going. It was the spark, if you ask me. Absolutely a spark in this one. Starco fan 212 sneakerhead here on the channel says, Rob, Matt Stafford was mid at best today. Kind of disappointing. Felt too easy. A lot of that has to do with the pressure we were bringing, but a lot of that pressure does have to do with that offensive line. That is what we need to take as a measured approach to this one. Was it merely a reflection of a battered and bruised offensive line for the Rams, or can we keep this up? Can we pack the defense on the road? Got to go on to Carolina. Got to go on to Atlanta. Got to come back and face KC. Probably the biggest test of the season coming up. And then back to the Rams. You know they're going to be carrying some of the aggression from this one when we go down to SoFi Stadium. Hey, Schuh coming in, Rob Schuh. Man, we smoked the Rams, and I can't remember a memorable play by Jimmy. Did enough to not lose the game. Guess that's what we can hope for. That's what we want. We want Jimmy to be efficient. We want him to play mistake-free football, to operate Kyle Shanahan's system the way that it should be, the way that Kyle Shanahan wants it operated, so that there's less friction between the two, so that Kyle starts to believe in Jimmy again, so that maybe he starts bumping him on the chest, Harbaugh style. I know we're not going to see that, but a man can dream, can't he? The Stivers 909ers 209 show. That's a mouthful, even if you are not recovering from a chest cold. Rob, the faithful did it again, and guess what? Deebo. And guess what? We're in first place in the NFC West, 2-0 in the division. Let's go. Jimmy Garoppolo and Kyle Shanahan. Let's do this. I'm psyched. Devin, Rob, Deebo earning that paycheck. Yes, he did. That man, he's ferocious. Zolksy Williams. Rob, we will definitely win the next 3, and we should be number 1 in our division. Winning the next 3 would be huge because that would be KC. B California says, Rob, great game. That defense is scary. Yes, it is, Austin. You are very right about that. Leo R coming in with the super chat. Sneakerhead here on the channel says, love Deebo breakout game, and the Niners defense living up to our hype. Still want to see the ability to neutralize star receivers like Cup. Bend but don't break. Cup went off again tonight. It was like, hey, we're going to try to double team Cup all night. We're not going to be able to do it, and you're going to complete 14 of 18 attempts to the man. It's just absurd, but the defense was good enough elsewhere in getting after Stafford, in stopping the run. How about Hassan Ridgeway? How about Kevin Givens? Yeah, Givens had that one false start on 3rd and 1 where he should have just had his eye on the ball over center. He gets off the ball early, pushes the center at automatic first down. But it's also fair to assume that the Rams may have gotten that 1 yard there. So it was brutal, extending the drive. First penalty of the game, but Kevin Givens and Hassan Ridgeway stout against the run in this one. We were down by the end of it, both Eric Armstead and Javon Kinlaw, and yet the defense held. Defense crushing. Absolutely crushing. And how about the blitzes tonight? Just elite play calling by D'Amico Ryans in this one. Darren Worthington says, Rob, thank you for staying home on this game. Thanks, brother. Hey, no sweat. I had to be here for this one. Just a little bit of luck for the Niners in me not attending, apparently. And the next road game, we should win handily because I won't be there either. But in Atlanta, we kill this curse. JG says, Rob, what happened on the play before the half? Because that was definitely a touchdown. The one before the half, we talking about... Who was that? Was that Charlie Warner that Jimmy missed that play? Is that the one that we're referring to where Charlie Warner breaks in on the post and Jimmy looks like he's going for a corner out? That feels like one of the two was mistaken about what they saw from the defender and just not being on the same page. Gizmo Maltese coming in with the super chat says, I was really worried about this game. Me too. I was worried about it during the game, Gizmo. He says, this was the first real test for our defense, and they showed up big time. Hufanga, a star is born, a star is made, a star is gilded. He is, man, getting talked about on the national frickin' stage, going to earn himself some honors this year, playing at the level that he is, going to earn himself a big contract, earning himself comparisons to Troy Polamalu, and comparisons that are warranted at this point in time. Mr. Solo Dolo says, wait, what? Stopping a star wide receiver is keeping them out of the end zone, which we did. Star wide receivers always get their catches. I like that perspective on it. The Niners are keeping all star wide receivers, save for Dante Pettis, out of the end zone this frickin' season. And we all know how good Dante is, man. We drafted him. We know how good he is. Steve-O, agree. This defense is incredible. Jesus Flores says, Rob, bet those early plays to Ray McCloud deep were drawn up with Danny Gray in mind. I thought the same thing. I tell you what, Ray does make me nervous. I know it was a helmet on the ball that caused that fumble, but man, you know he has issues putting that ball on the turf. That is nerve-wracking for me, watching him return punts. I will be honest about that. My fear is that that's going to come back to bite us at some point. Beast Mode Gaming, sneakerhead here on the channel, Rob Schuh D'Amico. Man, he's a very good coach. I hope we don't lose him next year. The sad thing is we will, and he earned it. He deserves it. He should get that opportunity. He should be an NFL head coach. The man absolutely deserves it. And thank God that he decided to come back for one more season is all we can be grateful for. Harold Murillo coming in with the super chat says, I was worried about the fourth quarter struggles, but Hufanga saved this game. MVP. What a great team win. Let's go Niners. Deebo is amazing. Harold, I'm with you. It was a game-sealing play by Talanoa Hufanga, an incredible performance by the defense across the board, and Deebo highlighted why the man deserved as many millions of dollars as he was given by the San Francisco 49ers franchise. Zolksy says the juice was loose tonight. The juice was loose. Tony comes in to say, good night, Mr. Schuh. I can't take these idiotic comments. Good comments by you, though. You always knew Jimmy had the 300-yard potential. Tony, I'm not sure the comments that you're seeing in the chat. I'm seeing positive stuff, nothing too over the top. I'm seeing mostly celebrations of the defense. It doesn't sound like too many unrealistic celebrations of what we saw tonight, but I'll keep an eye out for any of those. Craig's Fun and Good channel says, Rob, outplayed the refs too, yeah? Hey, I'll take it. Anytime you outplay the refs, that's a good thing. Second, Rob, is Trent Brown available? I don't know that we need him. I mean, Jalen Moore came in. What I need to know, not watching the post-game presser, not sure if it's on right now, is the Colton McKivitz knee injury a serious one? Because he was ruled out rather quickly, at least from what I saw in the broadcast. Felt like, hey, McKivitz is dinged up, boom, out. That makes you wonder if it was a pretty apparent knee strain or a torn ligament. If we are down to Jalen Moore, looking at some depth there, again, depending upon how much longer Trent Williams is going to be out. Hasn't hit IR yet, unless I missed a transaction while I was sick. So I believe we should be okay. I think we can get through until we get Trent Williams back. Fingers frickin' crossed. Hey, shout out to the Ramelia Sports Report for coming in after the losses. Props, Rob. Great defense tonight. Even looked better with the Rams missing Van Jefferson and Allen Robinson struggling. He really did. Champs will lick their wounds and come back. Good luck this season. Good luck to you as well. Hey, we're going to see you guys in another frickin' 4 weeks, right? We've got Carolina and then Atlanta, KC at home. Then we're down to SoFi Stadium. I know that you guys have a big matchup coming up after the short week this week. Not sure what the rest of your schedule looks like, but best of luck to you. I know you'll bring it when we come back together in 4 weeks. Appreciate, tip of the cap to you for coming in to congratulate us on the big win. Really do appreciate that. Robert Davis, Rob, can we start the Hufanga for Pro Bowl push yet? Yes, it is in place already. Kurt coming in with the clever, tenacious D. You get a sack. You get a sack. Everybody gets a sack. Giving out cars in this one. Kevin coming in from across the pond to celebrate Sneakerhead here on the channel. Rob Schuh. Didn't think I'd say this, but I thought the Niners were on a marginal win. It was incredible. Jimmy G was looking worthy of a paycheck, and Huffy was elite. So many positives. I thought that was going in a negative direction. I was like, how could this possibly be negative? How? And then it didn't. It didn't go negative. All right, do me a favor, hit that like button. I can't keep going for much longer. This voice is going to give out, but if you enjoy the content, please do like the video. If this is your first time here at the channel, we try to keep it positive here, real but positive. I predicted the 2-2 start to this season. I predicted a top 3 defense. I predicted a defense that would be number 1 in the league in sacks by the end of this season. I predicted a 20.5 sack season for Nick Bosa. That's the type of positives, but realism that we have here. Those are the types of predictions that were made, 11-6 to end this season. I think we're doing well, tracking. Austin, Rob, hyped to see Jimmy Ward, and fingers crossed, Jason Verrett. Can this defense get better with those 2 players coming in? I think it's possible. Darren Worthington, Rob, how come the Niners don't play as good against other teams as well as they do against the Rams? Thoughts? Is it a friend thing between coaches? Some of that is true. I do believe that Kyle Shanahan is a rhythm play caller. And when he is confident and in his bag, he gets more creative and he is more confident with those play calls. He seems to dial them up at just the right time, seems to see the defense, their weakness, and just how to attack it. He feels more confident when going up against Sean McVay, save for in the playoffs, where I think the big stage is one of Kyle's Achilles heels. But when I see him operating with the type of confidence he seemed to be calling plays on offense with tonight, I feel much more confident that this unit will be able to move the ball successfully. That, I think the confidence to me, Kyle Shanahan's confidence, is a big one. Austin is the newest sneakerhead here on the channel. Welcome to the Sneakerhead crew, Austin. We do a fantastic call-in show on Thursdays. You want to show up there as a sneakerhead, you are absolutely welcome. Brian, I'm guessing that it needs a refresh, but if we're looking here at 150 still watching and only 7 likes, we got to bump that up. Brian's pointing it out. We need to up the likes. Devin says, Rob, this was a must-win game. Jimmy ran for 2 first downs, made some good throws. Our defense showed that they will not be disrespected. The defense was critical. I do believe Jimmy's scramble there for that first down, where he did take a little bit of a shot, a safe shot, right? Got down, scrambled, got down, got the first. I thought that set a good physical tone. It's not an impressive run, but it's a tone setter. Sometimes those are the types of runs at the end of a game that matter. Alan, Eliza, Sneakerhead here on the channel. Rob, feel better soon, my dude. Have a good night. Great team win. Kittle, that like button. Absolutely smash the like button if you can. Daniel Tate, Rob, remember, bad Jimmy can show up at a moment's notice. Classic Jimmy to follow up last week's disaster with a solid performance. It's going to be a roller coaster season. Enjoy. This is a great comment, Daniel, and very astutely pointed out that both versions of Jimmy exist, and that's what makes him such a frustrating and average quarterback, average starting level quarterback. Let me be clear about my opinion on Jimmy Garoppolo. Bad Jimmy is in there, and this version of Jimmy is in there. I believe that there is Saints 2019 version of Jimmy in there once in a blue moon, that this was not the best performance you're going to see out of Jimmy Garoppolo. Look at the 2019 game against the Rams where he hits on those 3rd and 16s consecutively, right? So he's capable of that, but I will absolutely admit that he's capable of a stinker. This defense is going to keep us in games regardless. Joseph Manna coming in. Super chat for a big Monday Night Football win. Ayuk block on the touchdown. Yes, get that in there. I'm telling you, it was an exciting game. Great defensive effort. Really thrilled with what we saw. Ayuk, Kittle, Deebo, Jeff Wilson Jr., happy with Jimmy Garoppolo, and then the entirety of the freaking defense. The entirety of it. Especially Talanoa Hufanga. David Sir says, Rob, this team is too good to have its fate determined by Jimmy. Please, no. I'm telling you, hey, they can overcome a little bit of Jimmy's issues. Austin, I like this. I am too. I'm very much a Lance fan. He says, I'm a Lance fan, but props to Jimmy G for helping us stay afloat. This defense will win games. I was sold on Lance being the starter this year. Very excited about the progression he was going to make from week 1 until week 17, and then getting into the playoffs because I knew this defense was going to be elite, that we'd carry Lance as he improved. And I still think we're going to carry Jimmy when he has a few of those stinkers. Not every time, not when he has the kind of performance he had against Denver. It's hard to overcome that level of stinker that you put up against Denver. But when you look at bouncing back this week, it's optimism. I'm looking up in the right direction. Robert Davis, I'm here with you on that last comment. Says, Rob, this was a huge effort from the defense, held the Lambs to 3 field goals. Didn't that feel good? Keeping them out of the end zone. They're going to build up that aggression. They're going to come at us in SoFi. They are absolutely going to come out swinging. It will be a heavyweight fight down in Southern California. JG, Rob Schuh, hit that like button. Jeez, I like it. I like it. Rex Warren, I agree. Jimmy played a very good game this evening. It was a pleasant game. I was pleased with the way in which that it came out. Chris, King Deebo strikes again. What a way to close out. I just want to say thank you to our newest sneakerhead here on the channel. Absolutely welcome to Austin. Thank you, everyone, for being here. I would keep going tonight, but my voice is going to give out soon. I am healing up. I will be back with the mailbag tomorrow. Send in any mailbag questions you have tonight to 49ersmailbag@gmail.com. 49ersmailbag@gmail.com. You can also follow me on Twitter. I will shoot out a question asking for those mailbag submissions in the morning on Twitter, but you can put them in tonight. Appreciate everybody for being here. Dustin Kohler, cheers, my man. Niners looking good on Monday night. I'm with you, Ellis10 Sneakerhead here on the channel. Says this was the win the Niners needed to kickstart the season. No more flying under the radar. David, sir, I appreciate you. You're amazing. Everyone that's here in the chat is amazing. I am here for it. Here for the participation. I just can't stop myself on a celebration. Rob, Jimmy was okay. He didn't crap the bed, but that touchdown to Deebo was all Deebo. A few other short passes where receivers made it happen, missed some open dudes down the field. Yes, this was not a perfect game. I said that earlier. I think Jimmy is capable of games that are better than this. I'm going to take that S word off of there, Jay Cruz. But he's coming back in celebrating. He's coming back in celebrating on this one. I'm with you. Jimmy needs to play at this level going forward, at an average of this level. Some of these games against KC, against LA, the Chargers, not so much the Rams, I think he's going to have to take it to another gear, and we'll find out if he has it. Again, that's why I have this team, even with Jimmy Garoppolo coming back there and maybe being a bit more up to speed initially than Lance would have been. I still think 11-6 was a fair breakdown for this season. I think the defense is going to be the key to getting us there. And if we creep up to 12 or 13 wins, it's going to be because of this freaking defense. Amazing. Great game, great win. I'll be breaking it down even further tomorrow on the mailbag at 5 p.m. Tune in tomorrow on the channel, 5 p.m. Send in any questions you have to 49ersmailbag@gmail.com. Until then, you know the drill. Cheers, faithful. A dub.